So this is the 2018 Caldecott winner, and it's called Wolf in the Snow, and it's written and illustrated by Matthew Cordell. This is a true picture book, meaning that there are no words, or there are very few. So we're going to take a look at Wolf in the Snow. Now, normally I don't read all the information that's on the flaps of the book, but in this case I will. And it says, a girl is lost in a snowstorm. A wolf pup is lost too. How will they find their way home? Paintings rich with feeling tell this satisfying story of friendship and trust. Here is a book set on a wintry night that will spark imaginations and warm hearts. Here's our first illustration, and I'm just going to let you look at that for a couple of seconds. Take a look. I think we have a mom and a dad, and we have a little girl and a puppy, and obviously it's winter because you see it's snowing. And here is our next page, and you can see her dog, bark, 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 saying goodbye to her as she heads over the hill. Now, what's very interesting is that the story already began before the title page was even shown, because we had 2 illustrations before the title page even showed up. So here's our title page, Wolf in the Snow, written and illustrated by Matthew Cordell, and it's published by Fywell and Friends in New York. Now you can see in this picture, this says school, and it looks like she is leaving school, and obviously it's snowing. And in this picture you see a pack of wolves, and you can tell it's very, very cold based on the breath that you can see coming from the wolves, or the wolves, excuse me. And we can see here that the snow is really coming down. It's snowing a little harder now, and she looks, the way she's leaning into it, that it's probably very windy as well. And we see this pack of wolves, and we see a little wolf pup that's lagging behind. And the snow is getting heavier. Now this is kind of an interesting 2-page illustration. You see the little girl heading towards the woods, and the wolf pup heading towards the woods. And it looks like the snow is very heavy, and it's probably getting difficult to walk for both of them. You can see she's saying huff, huff, and you see her face, and she looks a little afraid, but tired too. And then you see the puppy, the wolf pup, whine, whine. I wonder what they're both thinking. Now you can see they're protected somewhat from the snow because of the big trees. The snow is not as heavy in the middle of the woods. And we can see here that our friend has approached the puppy, the wolf pup, and the wolf pup is afraid. But she's trying to convince the pup that she's here to help. And you just see 3 little words, whine, whine, whine. So we can see here that they're both having trouble because the snow's getting so deep. And you just see 3 little slashes outside of her face, and her face, she looks very concerned because it says, "Sink!" And the wolf pup is way deep in the snow, and it says, "Whine, whine." And then down here, she's picked up the pup, and the pup is crying out, "Howl!" Now the wolf pup howls, and you'll see over here, way in the distance, "Howl!" And she's like, not sure. There's a question mark over her head. Now you only see one set of footprints because she's carrying the wolf pup, and she's carrying the pup towards that howl sound because she realizes the pup is too little to make the trip, him or herself. So here we have 3 panels on this one page, and she's walking over this hill, continuing to follow the sound of the wolves. Ho! And she's trying to cross this frozen river, and she's making it really hard. Step over 2 stones, and now she has to fight off a woodland creature, which I'm not quite sure what kind of animal it is, but she's protecting herself and the wolf pup with a stick, and this animal's going grrr. And look how deep the snow is. It's up over her boots already. And then you see they're in the middle of the woods, and it's an owl, and it says screech. So we see here that she's getting closer to the wolves because the sound is getting louder, and the words, the letters of the howl are getting bigger. So now they're really big, so it's really loud, so she's really close, and the pup is responding. And then she's going huff, huff. I think she must be exhausted. And we can see here that she is now face to face with, obviously, the pup is excited, its eyes are bright and big, and it looks happy, and this, I'm guessing, is the mommy or daddy wolf. And this little girl is pretty scared. And here we see a close-up of their faces. So the pup is excited, and oh, looks like it's making some noise. And they're both just staring at each other. I'm sure they're both afraid in some way, and not sure what to do. So here we see the mama or daddy wolf going, "Arr!" And she's afraid, and she drops the puppy. Like, go ahead, run back. And the puppy's so deep, it just says sink. And then you see sniff and lick lick. And then the little girl looks relieved because the mommy or daddy wolf is walking back with the baby in its mouth. That's how they carry the babies. And this girl is absolutely, probably physically and emotionally exhausted. That was very stressful dealing with this. You can see from the sky that it has now gotten dark. So it's probably gotten colder, and we know the snow is very deep. So the little girl makes her way back home, and the other wolves are saying hi with the pup. And the mommy or daddy wolf is looking towards the girl. So here you see the little girl has her hand above her eyes, and she's trying to see, and she hears bark, bark. So she hears her dog, and she sees 2 big searchlights. So she's trying to get there, and you see how deep the snow is, and she's going huff, huff. And then here the poor thing she just falls. She is so terribly exhausted. So her family is probably looking for her, and it's quite dark now, so it's probably late. So you see she's collapsed, and she's in the middle of a grove of trees, and the wolves are coming towards her, and you see in the distance, bark, bark! Her dog is barking, and the lights are a bit closer, but she is just out of energy. So the wolves have surrounded her, and in the distance they hear bark. And wolves are dogs, so they hear another dog coming. And they're surrounding her, and the wolf puppy is coming closer, and he licks her. Lick, lick. I think he's telling her, it's okay. And then you see bark, bark, and you see howl. I think that maybe the wolves are letting her family know she's over here. And here we see the little girl is on the ground, and it looks like the mom or dad has found her with the flashlight. So you see the big white swath on either side of the girl, which is from the light. And here's her dog going bark, bark, and the dog is so happy to see her. And then you see the wolves up on top of the hill. Howl! I think they're very happy that they help reunite the girl with her family. So I'm guessing here it's the dad holding the little girl, and he's running down the hill with the flashlight and the dog, and they're very happy. And I guess this is the mom down here with the flashlight, and they're all going to be back together. And just like the beginning, we see the family back together, and they look so happy and grateful. And we see a puppy, the dog is licking her, and they have some nice, probably hot cocoa or tea, or soup, and they're getting warm behind the fire. And all is well.
Thank you, Possum Partners, for joining us for the Kindness Collection from the Morgan County Partnership's Positive Action and Prevention Programs. Whether you're 2 or 92 or a teen in between, grab a book and read about kindness. And remember, on Tuesdays, we celebrate race and diversity and learn acts of kindness that can help change the world today for a better tomorrow. Hope to see you soon on PositiveValuesNetwork.com.